Today, we're gonna build a house in Sims 4, but the challenge is that we can only use one item once. So let's start, shall we? We freaking shall. So the rules for this challenge is obviously I can only use one item once, which is pretty simple for the items because I just plop it down and I can never use it again. But what are we gonna do for the wallpaper and flooring? I need to make an executive decision right now. And I'm gonna say that per room, if I had a room, I can use the wallpaper for that entire room, same with the flooring. But with the outside, the exterior and the landscaping, what are we gonna do to make it exciting, but not too exciting? Interesting. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? The rules for the outside, where we don't have any rooms, we can use the same wallpaper for each shift click, like so, and that's it. And for the flooring for the outside, if I want some flooring, I'm gonna make a rule by saying that one item is one reach of the mouse button. Whatever I can reach, that's my flooring. And that was some great rules, Nora. I love that. All right, let's build this house. And for this house, I want it to be a brick house, just some good old alleyway stone bricks. Well, hello there, I'm Nora from the future. And yes, as you can see, I already cheated and I did not realize it. I clicked 2 times on the wallpaper. I can't believe that the first move that I did in the challenge was to cheat. But oh my. Anyways, back to the video. And oh no, okay, so that did not do that part. I see how it is. So we gotta find some other brick to complement that with. What could we do? What about this one? I mean, sure, we can do that. Oh, and actually, before I forget, I was supposed to have a little gate. A gate? No. I was gonna have a little back porch back here. I'm gonna do that before I forget. I'm so sorry. Just sort about like so. That's good. Done that. Didn't forget it. Beautiful. But now back to this shebackle over here. What if we try with a lighter stone? Oh, shoot. I forgot. Oh, the corner. Okay, don't you worry. We have another wallpaper I can put up. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Okay, and now for the roof parts. What am I gonna do with the roof parts? Oh no. This is gonna be a disaster. What if we use this one? That is not good. I did not think about the roofing. Oh no. Oh, gee below. Okay, no matter what I do, it looks ugly. I can't find a brick that matches that brick. That matches pretty goodly. Pretty good. They're 2 different bricks, but they match. That's good. Oh no. Do not look at the wall. This is oh. I am regretting this challenge already. I don't know if I can survive it. But alright, let's get up some foundation on this. On a beautiful house. And we also need some roof patterns. What can we go for today? What if we try with some of this? Ooh, and we can also maybe pair it up with this one. That kind of matches. What about that one as well? Okay, not too bad. What about the roof in the back? We can, ooh, do we have a good one? This one. That matches up. That was no struggle. Oh no. What about your roof trims? We need a different roof trim for every roof. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna go with the black roof trim because that's the safest choice. And I'm just gonna go with some different ones here and there. See what hip hop and think. Oh gee. And can we do something about that part over there to separate that up? I don't know. Can we do anything? What if I put up a thatched round roof trim? Oh no. Oh. I mean, in the end, it did not turn out good. What if we put up some exterior trims? Maybe that can work. And will that go all the way around? I said, well, okay, good. Saved by something. What am I gonna do about the columns? We need some columns for this. Do we have to use a different column for every corner? Oh no. I guess we do. Oh, I'm too scared to do that. Let's do something else. I'm too scared. So instead of doing the outside, I'm just gonna do a layout on the inside. All right, I think that is a better plan for us today. And here is the layout. We got an entryway with a boot room, a kitchen, a dining, laundry room, working room, hallway, bathroom, and a living room. And then on the second floor, we have a hallway with a primary bedroom, a closet, and an ensuite bathroom. And then we have an office with a toddler bedroom, ensuite bathroom, and a teen bedroom. Boom, shamalam, that's our house. And don't you worry. I have put up a different door in every single room. They're all different. It was a disaster. And as you can see, it's also completely pitch black in this house. And that is because we have to use a different lamp for every single lamp. And that's why we have no lamps. Because we kind of need to figure out the vibe of the room before we put down any lights, you know. Well, alrighty-o. Now we have to tackle one of the biggest and most difficult problems of this house. And that is the window situation. Because we have to use a new window for every single window. And that's gonna be a disaster. I don't even know. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. Okay, what if we try with this window over here? We're gonna go with the dark brown because I feel like a lot of the windows are dark brown. So what if we go with that one there? And then the kitchen was gonna be in this room. So I'm gonna plonk down this window. And then we need a door for our boot room. And then I think we can have a window in the laundry room as well. And maybe we can use this window for the working room. I don't know. And then in the front of the house, we do need a big old window situation. So what if we do this? Just pair these windows up together. That could be a situation. And then also maybe have this window on top of that. Yeah. And then for the door, we can plonk down this one. Sure. And maybe we can put down this window right there. That seems to work. Kind of does. Ooh, maybe we can have some shutter windows. Don't we have another shutter window? I mean, we do have shutter windows, but none that matches. So what am I supposed to do in this situation? What if we put up the exact same window, but just without the shutters? And later on, we can just put up the shutters ourselves on this beautiful window. don't. Oh, this is a disaster. I honestly don't know what to do. Do not look at the windows. They're god awful. Oh no. I'm gonna fix up the windows later on. This is a disaster. Maybe I can hide them up with some vines. And what is that rock formation in the background? Do I even want to know? Well, okay, then do not look at the exterior. I beg of you. Am I gonna upload this video? I'm thinking no at this point. I can't show the world this. Oh, gee. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a break from the exterior because I am sad now. And we're instead gonna begin on the kitchen. Whoa, 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 whoa. And first of all, for the kitchen, I'm gonna put in the light because it's so dark. And I think I'm gonna sacrifice my favorite light, just subtle salsa, for the kitchen because I like my kitchen. Hopefully that was not a mistake. But time will only tell, people. Time will only tell. But alright, for the kitchen, we need some kitchen counters. And we can only use one counter once. So what are we supposed to do? Like, hold a minute. They are not gonna match. Okay, well, what if we try to do a patchwork kitchen? Like, it's not supposed to be a regal scene. They chose the patchy scene. So if we just stick with some light colors, it may be alright. Or it may not be alright. But I think it's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright, man. I promise you. I mean, this is looking truly beautiful. Doesn't it? Guys, it's beautiful. And then for the sinks, and I, in my head, stupidly planned that we were gonna have a 2-sink kitchen, but I did not think about that we can only use 1 sink once. So we're gonna go with this shebang shaboo and that. Oh, well, let's put in the cabinets, and we also have to use 1 cabinet once. But maybe it will look neat and nice if we pair up the cabinets with the counters, as one does, so it would turn out sort of like so. You know what? It is kind of cute. I have to say, it's very cute. I like it. Kind of has a charm to it. It kind of reminds me of Pippi. Not Pee-Pee, but Pippi. For some reason, I'm a Pippi stan. That's for sure. All right, you know what? Let's get some wallpaper and flooring into this kitchen. Oh, almost said a bad word there. No, I didn't. Okay, and what do I want for the wallpaper for the kitchen? I think it needs to be very toned down, not too out and about there, because the kitchen is already out and about there. So what if we go with some white bricks? I haven't used that for the outside. No, I have not. Sounds good. And then for the wallpaper for the dining room, what if we go with some yellow? Hey, could be good, or it could be not. And then for the flooring, I don't even know what I want for the flooring, because it would be bad if I use the flooring for the kitchen that I want somewhere else. Oh, and also put up another light for the dining room, by the way. It was getting dark in here. So what am I gonna do? What about, ooh, why do I kind of like that? I like that. And I'm definitely not gonna use that for any bathroom. So maybe we can go with that. Maybe. And then we also need some columns to separate up the gosh darn parts. And I'm not gonna use any of the good columns because I need them for the outside. So what if I do a risky move? And what is the risky move, Nora? This one. And then also maybe find another similar one. Like that one, maybe. Kind of similar. Not really, but we shall have that. Beautiful. Amazingly beautiful. And let's stop thinking about the columns and start thinking about the kitchen knicky-knacks that I'm gonna put up right now in my kitchen. And you know what? Today I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna put in a counter free. And we're all gonna have a jolly good time and you're all gonna clap. Okay? Okay. And bada bang, bada boom. Kitchen turned out like so. Ignore the very broken that microwave. I really wanted to use this one and I couldn't be bothered to turn on debug, even though it's pretty simple. I mean, it's extremely simple, but it kind of fits in, kind of with the charm. Got everything we need up in our kitchen. 1 counter free over there. And our coffee machine. And don't you worry, the coffee machine that I put on the kitchen island is a different piece, so don't you worry. Okay, don't you worry. But here's the coffee corner, and I so wanted to put down another coffee bag, but I can't. So there you go. All right, and now for the dining room part of this kitchen. What can we do? I mean, we need to put down a table, that's for sure. And I'm also going to put down another light over here because it was kind of dark. But for the dining table, what if we try with the rustic classic? Just right there for a farm kitchen. No, it's not a farm. I've done too many farms. It's not a farmhouse, I promise you. And then for the chairs, we need some different chairs. Okay, what if we try with this one? Then we could also maybe pair it up with that one and throw in some of this and some of that. What about this one? Maybe. Okay, we can also throw in this one. I think that looks good. Looks okay. It kind of looks charming, doesn't it? They found all of these chairs at the flea market. They're loving it. And then for the rug, what do we want for the rug? Do I want a funky rug? I feel like these are funky people. I mean, look at their dining table. Look at their kitchen. These are funky people. So what if we go with this carpet? I feel like that was magical. I like it. And then over here, we can have one of these tables with some flowers, a little mug tree, and this thingy thing. Why not? Throw that on there. Kind of cute, kind of nice. And what are we going to do about the curtains, by the way? We can't use the same curtains. Oh no. Okay, what if we try with this one? Then also pair it up with that one over there. Size it down a little bit, maybe. I mean, yeah, okay, that kind of works. Looks a little bit strange, but I think that works. What a nice old dining room. Yeah, sure. I'm probably going to put down some more decorations in here, but part. I'm afraid that if I use up the good decorations right now, I can't use them later, and then Nora is going to become sad. And we do not want that. No, we don't. Okay, we don't. And now for the rest of the house. What are we going to do? Okay, you know what? Instead of me doing room by room, as I usually do, I think we're going to do item by item. Because or else, there's a big chance that I'm going to forget what I put in. And that would not be great for this challenge. I'm telling you now, it would not. So let's first of all put up some lights, because I can't see for shit. And we need some lights. So I mean, maybe for the living room, we need some sort of a candelabra. Why did I put in that first? I don't know. And we also definitely do need some sort of floor lamp for the living room. And we can use that one, okay? Now for the ceiling lamps, we can maybe put in this one. The entryway, we can have this one. Ooh. The hallway, that can be that one. And for the bathroom, we can have a super fancy one. Ooh, and for the working room, we can have a little bulb light. That fits perfectly. It disappeared, that it is. And then for the laundry room, ooh, oh, what if we use this one? I haven't used that one. I used the small one. So we can put in the big one, but I'm going to size it down a little bit. There we go. And then for the boot room, what about a fish light? We love them fish lights. And then for the second floor, ooh, we can maybe have this one for the primary bedroom. That is neat and nice. And then we can have that one in the bathroom. Another boring light in the bathroom. And then for this bathroom, what about this one? Sure. Why not? I'm kind of running out of good lights here. And oh, for the toddler's bedroom, what about this one? Kind of out and about there, kind of kid-like. I like it. Maybe we're not gonna have that one. That was a little bit too much. What about a globe? That is not too much. No. And then for the teen bedroom, oh, I'm really reaching here. What am I gonna use? What about a jellyfish lamp for the teen? There you go. Then we need another light over there. And that can just be this one. I don't know. What a horrible day. Well, alright, let's put in some wallpaper and flooring for a beautiful room, so don't forget. And I think for the living room, we could go with something light and bright, not too scary. That's good. And then in the entryway, we can go with something fun. Then for the boot room, we can go with that one. Sure, why not? And for the hallway, we can keep on going with the farm theme. The working room, that can be this one. If you don't know what the working room is going to be, I don't know either. But they do the work in here. They do the sawing and the machining. Oh, and then in this hallway, we can use this wallpaper. It is not the same one. They're two different ones. Look at this. Two different ones. Not cheating. No. And then for the office, we can go with something moody. What about this green one? That could be fun. Oh, and then for the primary bedroom, we could also go with something moody. That could be nice. Oh, and actually also for the office, we can also pair it up with an accent wall. Could be fun. Do not judge yet, guys. It could be fun. Anyways, what do we want for the toddler bedroom? We can just go with some white and blue. I mean, blue is the main color there. And then for the teen bedroom, I think that this teen is going to be an angsty teen. So what if you pop on this wallpaper? It's gonna be an angsty teen, I tell ya. Alright. And then for the bathrooms, maybe in this bathroom, we could go with this tile. And then for the other bajillion bathrooms, what are we going to do? Ooh, we can have this one for the primary bedroom bathroom. Continue on with that moody vibe. And then for the toddler bathroom, we could go with something more joyous, like this one. Oh, I love that one. I wish I had that in real life. My bathroom is ugly fugly. And I can't afford to renovate it. Ooh, let's not talk about that. That is too sad. But alrighty, so now for the flooring. And this is kind of worrisome because it's going to look so weird, but okay. What if we try with this flooring for the entryway? And then we need to use another flooring for the hallway? What if we go with that one? I mean, oh, sure. Why not? And then for the living room, what if we go with some working hardwood? Kind of in that same shebangity style? Shebangity style. Stop making up words, Nora. I beg of you. And then for this hallway, we can go with this flooring. I'm kind of running out of good wood flooring here, but okay. We can actually maybe go with some carpet for the primary bedroom. That's allowed. And we can also have some carpet in the toddler bedroom, and also some roughed up flooring for the teen bedroom. And then in the office, we could just we could go with this. Why not? Then also this flooring for the working room seems to fit. And then for the boot room, we can go with some stone flooring. That also seems to fit. And then in the laundry room, we can go with some tiles. Then in this bathroom, we also need some tiles. But what is going to match with that wallpaper? What about this one? If we just go with this sort of style, and I don't know if this is cheating, but I am gonna allow it. Beautiful flooring. And then for the primary bedroom bathroom, this flooring will work. Toddler bathroom, I think that this one will match. Okay. What about the teen bedroom? We don't really have that many tile floorings left. That is good for Nora. What if we go with this one? Look, it's an angsty teen, and they live in a weird old house. They have this flooring. Alright, teen bathroom flooring was not on the priority list when they renovated this house. That's just the truth. And the teen is okay with that because they're edgy. Right. Good. And you know what? Speaking of teens, I think I want to begin with the teen bedroom because I just got inspired. So let's plonk down our good old teen bed right by the window with also some nighttime tables. And what is that going to be? Maybe a crate. They love them crates. And some suitcases. Oh, yes. And then for the bedside lamp, we can also pop in this one, the camper lamper. That fits. That's good. And what more are we going to have in this room? I mean, we need a lot. But let me think. What kind of angsty teen is this? Oh, Oh, okay. I think that this teen can be a painter. Angsty teen painter TM in this beautiful house. Because, yes, I know the story now. This family moved into this renovation project of a brick house with their kids. And they're slowly but surely renovating the house. And that's why they also have a workers room. Because that's where they do all the woodworking, all that shebang. And yes, this family does everything themselves. They don't hire people. They do everything themselves. And that has turned into kind of a disaster because, look at the kitchen. So that's why things are how they are. End of story. But anyways, now for some nickety knacks, we can have some painter stuff up on there with also a box, a moving box, with also a hobby hoard, whatever a hobby hoard is. Gonna put it down. Then we can have a clothing pile over there for my angsty teen with some more mess on the floor. Oh, and now for the paintings and the posters. Ooh, I gotta be careful here so I don't use the same stuff multiple times. But right, we can maybe have some skateboards right there. Trashly's beautiful art. Kind of creepy, but we shall look past that. Then we can have some random posters here on this wall. And also some more sketches. That is not the same one as that one. And then also some more sketches. Some angsty sketches. Oh, with also a llama tapestry. Oh, with some flip-flop lights. Oh, yes. And then we can have a messed up poster over there with some random graffiti. Okay. Kind of running out of options here. But I think I'm going to do good with this one too. My favorite art piece. Ooh. And then last but not least, the one I've been saving, some records on the wall. Okay. Oh, I love this room so much, actually. Look at this angsty teen room. We got a mess of a painter's corner over here with some bean bags, a broken down TV, some more painter stuff, and oh, that is one good angsty teen bedroom. That is a piece of art. Good. What do we want to move on to now? What are some safe rooms with items that we're not going to use anywhere else? I mean, the working room and the laundry room. We can do that next. And we're going to begin with the laundry room first of all. So let's plop in our washer and dryer in some cute all colors. And then it would be nice to have some counters over here. And okay, what counters have we not used? We have not used that one or this one. Okay, great. Just what I needed for my washing room. You can get that in the corner. Right, I think that is beautiful. Let's also put up a curtain. And what is a curtain that I'm not going to use anywhere else? I mean, this one for sure. I can go right up there with also a bucket and a pile of clothes and also a laundry basket. And then we can also plonk down some hampers in the corner with also the shelving system and an ironing board. What a sad old laundry room. I love it. And now for the working room. Ooh, what can we do in here? I think that we can put down a table, a clutter tinker table, then also a working table over here. They can saw their wood all day long if they wanted to. Then also some more random trash on the floor. Not trash, beautiful items. Then we can also place in a trolley, another trolley, probably not a trolley. I don't know the word of that one. It was a tool titan. Okay, I would have never guessed that in a billion years. I tell you now, I would not. Okay, beauty. Oh, and then we also need some sawdust. Oh, and we can only use one. Oh no, okay. What if I size it up a little bit? Throw it on the floor, bam, get all sawdust. What are we gonna do about the curtains in here? What are some curtains that I'm not gonna use anywhere else? What about this one? The canvas curtain. That seems good. Oh, and what about this tarp? Wait, hold on. I've already used that for the teen bedroom, but I used the left one, so we can use the right one right here. Oh yes, that's right. We're gonna do that. Beauty. Those were all the safe room done. And now we're gonna begin with placing in items one by one, because or else it's gonna be a disaster. So let's start this all off with the tubs and the showers. And for this bathroom, we can start it off strong with this tub. And then for the teen bathroom, I think that we can go with a shower. With this shower ball. Okay. And then for the toddler bathroom, we can plonk down this bathtub. Ooh, with also a putty. And I'm going to throw that down right now because come on, we don't need that for any other room. And then in the master suite, what can we do for them? What about this one? Oh no, we can go with this one. The kind of fancy one. Okay, you're lucky today. And then for the toilets, for this bathroom, we're gonna go with the fancy one. And then for the teen bathroom, ooh, I mean, we could go with that one. That's a good old toilet. And then for the toddler bathroom, what about this one? I don't know. I'm kind of running out of good toilets here. And then for the sinks, you can get the matching sink. And then you, my friend, what about this sink? For your rustic bathroom. And then for the toddler, you can also get the matching sink. It's with the toilet. Okay, good. And then for the primary bathroom, I think we're going to do something fancy in here. We're going to put up some counters. And I don't think I've used these ones. No, I have not. So we're just going to have them in there like so. And get down a sink. Up. Oh, and then for the mirrors, you can get this fancy old mirror that matches. What do you want today? Maybe this super fancy one. They spent all their money on that mirror. Yes. And then for the primary bathroom, whoa, what am I going to do today? What about a kind of fancy one? Sure. With also a corner shelf. Now, in all the builds, I would have made that shelf myself, but I can only use one shelf one time, so that's gonna look weird if I have to maneuver them around. And I know that there is kitchen items on that, but I promise you I'm gonna hide them up later. Okay, I am. That was the bathrooms, minus the details, which I'm gonna do later. And now let's move over to the living room and start furnishing that. And our first mission is to find some good old couches. And today I think we're gonna go with this one. Then we need a smaller couch over there. Oh, what could that be? Maybe this one can work. Not really, but you know, we have already established that these people are weird and funky. Okay, we have established that. Oh, and then we can also have some chairs over there. What are some good and weird old chairs? chairs. That kind of fits this mood. What about this one? In another color. Oh, and then we can also throw in the whippersnapper. Boop. That was a good old whippersnapper. And then we can plop in an end table. Right by the couches. And then for the rug situation, am I gonna put in the rug right now? You know what? I think I am. What about this one? Okay, you know what? That can maybe work. We have to remember that we put down this carpet. This rug, I mean. And then for the fireplace, I'm just gonna put in some knickety-knacks because where else are we gonna use this, you know? Where else? I don't think so. No. Oh, and it would also be good to put in some stone flooring, but we can't do that with this one because we need to use 2, and that's not allowed. What if we put in some flooring? No, that's gonna be way too much. And I don't think that's gonna work with the wallpaper either. No. Yeah, we'll scratch that. They are gonna have a fire hazard now, and that is not my problem. No, no, no. Okay, what if we have a shelf right here? I wish that I could put up 2. It's kind of weird to have just one teeny tiny shelf, but we're gonna make that work. Don't you worry, we're gonna make that work. And then over here we can have a table with a knickety-knackety shelf and a gramophone in that corner. That could maybe work. Maybe. Yeah. Well, alright, well, that is the living room all furnished up. Well, now I'm basically just doing room by room again, as I normally usually do, just minus the details and the knickety-knacks. I'm doing room by room. This was not my plan. I cannot follow a plan apparently, but whatever. Back to the video. And then for the primary bedroom, which is going to be moody, cozy, you can plop down this bed with some nighttime tables. Oh no, they can't be matching. Okay. Try, Nora, try. Put your thinking thoughts together and make it work. What if we go with this one and that one? Do not question that, alright? Do not. Then I think it would be good with this rug underneath. Yeah, that fits. Remember, we have used that rug now. Can't place it down again. My all-time favorite. Okay, and then for the closet situation. And I am gonna do the easy route here. And I'm gonna plunk down this one. I think that was beautiful. Magical. And we're done with the closet. Alright, what more do we need now? We can have a bookshelf by this wall with also a good old chair. We haven't used that chair. No, we have not. Maybe also place down a table. And then we can also have a reading lamp back there. Yeah. Remember, Nora, if you use that lamp, do not use it again. Great. And then we can have this random table over here. Oh, perfect. And that was indeed the primary bedroom. What else are we going to move on to? Questions. What am I going to move on to? I think that we can move on to the office, actually. This little gloomy office. And for our gloomy office, we need some desks. So we can plunk down this one over there. Oh, we can have 2 desks for the 2 parents. They're a working team. I think that was a very good idea. I like that idea. And then they also need their own computer. So, you can get this one. You can get that one. Shabalum. Then we can also have this fancy old shelf over there. Am I liking that? I mean, yeah. Oh, and then in this corner, we can have a bookshelf. And do I want to use up my good bookshelves for this? I mean, I think I want to use my good bookshelves for this. I'm sure about that. Gotta make that choice. And don't you worry about this gap right here, because I am gonna hide that up later if I don't forget. There is a chance that I'm gonna forget. But, that is a sacrifice that we have to make today. Okay, good. And that was the office. And I think now we're gonna move on to the toddler bedroom. And for the toddler bedroom, we're just gonna do the whole bedroom. Because where else are we gonna use some toddler stuff, you know? Nowhere. Alright, so what am I thinking for the bed? Oh, we can maybe have this one. This is a big old toddler bedroom. What are we gonna... what if we have 2 toddlers? I am making this really difficult for myself, I know, because we need to have 2 different beds that are probably not gonna match in any sense. But I think I am gonna make it difficult for myself. So what if we have this one? Why am I doing this to myself? You could have had 1 toddler, Nora. That is something that you could do. Why are you making this so difficult for yourself? I don't know. But alright, I'm gonna put on this nighttime lamp. That is a cutie patootie. And you, my friend, you can get the acorn. Yes. And then it is so dark in this room. But if I put up some nighttime lamps, I can work. It's still very dark. Okay. What if I put up some fairy lights? And I'm gonna put up these branch ones because we have a selection of them. I feel like that could maybe work. Well, that was a disaster. Oh, I'm not even gonna hide it. That was a disaster. That is ugly to the max. But that is the dealio of today. Things are gonna be ugly. So I have nothing more to say about that, really. But for the curtain, we can use this one. That's a cute old one. Remember that. You have used this curtain. You cannot use it again. And then for the toys, we can put down this pixel bear. All with an acorn chest. And then we need a dresser situation. So I'm going to put down a dresser situation. Right by the window. That was a choice by Nora. Was that a good one? Was that a bad one? I think it was neither. Because who cares about the dresser? But alright, in this corner, we can put down a dollhouse. And then we need some more lights. It's so dark in this room. Okay. We need to do something funky for the wall. Ooh, what if I do some shenanigans? Like so. Like down this one. And gooly golly me, I have to remember that I've used these shelves now. Cannot use them again. I use one of those shelves so often. Oh, better retro. I think I did a little funky moment, put up some more lights, and that did its thing. But out of that, let's put in some rugs. We can maybe have this rug. And we can also pair it up with this one. And maybe this round old one. I don't know why. I mean, okay, but you know what? We can do that. That is a cute old bedroom. Kind of a weird toddler bedroom, but kind of not. It is kind of fitting. Do not look at those lights. Oh, gee. All right. Well, we're done with this toddler bedroom. What are we going to move on to now? You know what? We can move on to the entryway. And for this entryway, we can have a round old table in the middle table, because that seemed fancy. Oh, and then in this little corner, what if you have a couch? Oh, a little fainting couch. I feel like that would be super cute. I kind of like that. Plop on a pillow on there. Nora, remember, you've used that pillow. And also this painting. Gonna use it right here. That's probably a mistake, but I can never use it again. Right. Also for this room, we're gonna have a coat rack, an umbrella stand, maybe some shoes, and a moving box. I don't know why I put it down there. I just did. And maybe also this muck down cabinet. We're not going to use that anywhere else. So why not? With a baseball bat. We're not going to use that anywhere else. Don't you worry. We can have that there. And then we can also plunk down a shoe rack with a little garden shelf. Okay. I think that is it for the entryway for now. I'm going to put down some more knickknacks in the end. For right now, that is all the main furniture. And what about the boot room? We need some furniture for the boot room. Maybe we can have a little sitting bench with a matching hallway table. Okay. I don't think we can put in any more furniture. Because that's going to block off the driveway. The driveway! The walkway. That is the main furniture. Well, all right. And then for the hallway up here, we can have a hallway table and also a chair in that corner. Kind of an ugly chair, but all the good chairs are taken. So that's just how it's going to be today. And now we're going to begin with the decorations. Whoa! And I think first of all with the decorations, we're going to begin with the curtains. And we're going to begin with the primary bedroom. So for these windows, what do we try with these curtains? Kind of looks weird, but I think it's going to work if we put up a painting in there. I think it might. Now for this window, we can throw in some of this. Good. Now I have used up all the good curtains. Well, right. What are we going to do for the living room? We can maybe try with these curtains. We have a matching pair. Oh, and what about this window? What are we going to do about that one? Oh, I think I've used up my curtains too quickly here. I mean, oh no. Okay, what if I just use this one? Problem solved. We're moving on. I can't eat with that window anymore. And for the next curtain, that's going to be this one. That looks weird, but whatever. We're out of options right now. But then for the bathrooms, you can get this one. You can get some blinds. And for this teeny tiny little window in the bathroom, what can we do? What about that one? I mean, sure. We haven't used that one, I don't think. No, we haven't. All right, beautiful. I think that was all the curtains. And right, what are we going to do now? I think we need to work on the bathrooms because we have 4 bathrooms and there's not that much bathroom stuff to choose from. And I'm afraid that I'm going to forget. Well, right, let's begin with the toilet paper. We got 3 toilet papers. Oh, no. Okay, well, you can get this one. You can have the kind of fancy one. And in the toddler bathroom, you can get this one. And then for the teen. Oh, no. I mean, you can just get a toilet roll. They are the angsty teen. You can also get a toilet cleaner. Because I'm being nice today. There you go. And then we have the soap. So, you can get this one. And the toddler can get that one. And the teen, you can get a soap bar. They're cool like that. And then we have some toothbrushes. So, you can have that one. The teen can have the happy teeth. The toddler, you can have the electric toothbrush. Oh, and the parents. I forgot about the soap too, but you can get this one because that is a toothbrush and soap in one. So that works out. What more do we have? Oh, we have the towels. Well, rightio. Downstairs bathroom. You can surely get that one. And then also one for the parents, the toddler. They also need a hand towel. And then for the teen, you're sadly going to get this one because I'm kind of lacking for options here. Oh, and the parents, they also need a big towel. So just you go. And then for all the other bathroom stuff, you get the sponge bath one. And then the parents, they can get a lot of stuff. There's a lot of knickknacks, you know. They are the parents with also a robe and a privy plunger and a little plant. Nora, remember, you've used that plant. You can use it again. And then for the teen, I mean, we're just left with this one. I'm sorry, but you're welcome. That poor teen. I mean, you can also get this one. The sturdy cabinet. Hope that made up for it. And I was zoomed in the entire time. Okay, that was great. But okay, that was the bathrooms, and now we gotta work on this rug situation because I'm gonna forget which rug I've used. So let's get going with that. Easy cheesy. What? Never say that again, Nora. Never ever. But we can have this one for this bathroom, and for the teen bathroom, you're not gonna get anything. But we are gonna have a rug in the parents' bathroom. There you go. And then we can also plunk down a rug runner in the good old hallway. Okay. And then for the office, you can just get this one. Good, great. And and that I think was all the rugs. And now we need to move on to the paintings because I oftentimes use the same paintings, so we just gotta get that done with so I don't forget and use the same paintings over and over again, because that would have been horrible. It honestly would. Does that look good? No, it does not. Okay, I'm gonna fix that later. Then we can have this painting in the hallway, some good old fish. Ooh, am I gonna use up this one? Yeah, I think I am. That's a lovely picture. Ooh, and actually for the hallway, I'm also gonna put down some bookshelves in that corner, because it was kind of empty, so there you go. And then we can have this tapestry over there. Ooh, and maybe on this wall, we can have some diplomas and whatnot, and make a little collage, because I feel like that would be kind of lovely. Yeah, it kind of was. Then on this wall, we can have some Grim Reaper, propaganda, and then in the living room, what if right above the shelf, we have some fish stuff? I mean, why not? That was beautiful. And then we can also have a little collage over there with maybe this painting. I mean, yeah, I feel like that could work. Oh, and also this coffee painting over there. Ooh, lovely. And with that, I think that all the paintings are finito for this build. And, you know, we're gonna begin on the real decorations for this place. That's gonna be fun. And lovely and fun it's gonna be. Because in the boot room, we're gonna have some yarn. With another basket. like it. Oh, that was majestic. And what about that little basketball for a change? Why not? You know. And then for the living room, we can throw in some plants on our good old plant table. And then we're also in desperate need for some knickety knacks on the fireplace. What can that be? It's gonna be this. Isn't it beautiful? We got Dawn over there. Hey, hey. And then on this shelf, we can have some books. Remember, Nora, you've used those books, but also a cat. Ooh. And then on the coffee table, we can have some tea with maybe a magazine holder. And then on this little table, we need a lamp and maybe a magazine or something. I mean, yeah, we can do that. We can have a magazine and some glasses. Somebody forgot them. Someone truly did. And then on this table, what if we have another plant with some books? And then we can have some candles over there with maybe a vase. Sure, that works out. Remember, Nora, you've used that plant and those books. Remember. For the love of all, that's mighty good. Remember that. And I also put some pillows on the couches. That's a yoga pillow, but don't tell anyone. All right, and then in this hallway, I already put down a plant. We need something on that table. I need, ooh, and what can that be? I just need some random old knickety knacks, really. Put them on the table, Nora. Put them on. And this is what I put down. Look at my book situation, by the way. Look at them. Because I had to use different books, and it ended up like that. I mean, it's great. It is. And then for the primary bedroom, we need some stuff on our nighttime tables. You know, some lights and whatnot. And then we can have a plant over here. Ooh, some even more stuff on this table. We can have some baskets underneath there that I need to maneuver. And then also, you know, just a good old classic knickety knacks that I need to find, and I gotta remember what I put down. Can do I remember that? I don't know. She cannot remember a lot, but some things. I mean, look at that. Isn't that great? I put down a skull for them, so they should be really, really happy. And that was the primary bedroom. Done for now. Maybe I will put down some more stuff if I can remember what I've used and not used. Oh my gosh, I'm getting kind of nervous. I feel like I'm kind of forgetting what I put down and what I've not put down. And there are so many little knickety knacks, small items that I just, what have I put down or not? I don't know. This is such a difficult challenge. I did not think that it was going to be that difficult, but it is. I might cry, but don't cry, Nora. I believe in you. We all believe in you. But that was the good old office. Even put that little bird cage. Because why not? This is such a weird room. I kind of like that shelf though. I need to use that more actually. Right, now for this little hallway. What if we have a reading lamp over there? I haven't used that one yet. So the good old pillow. I haven't used that pillow yet. And that thing on the wall. And what am I going to do for this table? I can't remember what I put down. Like I really can't. Because for you, it's only been a few minutes. But for me, it's been hours. So what am I going to do? Put down a guitar? I mean, maybe. Well, okay. What if for this table, we put down a plant? I haven't used that one. I'm for sure about that. And then a little terrarium. Maybe the salt lamp. I haven't used that one. I mean, okay. I want to put down some more, but I don't know. I can't remember what I put down or not. I can't. And you know what? That was it. That was all for the inside of this house. I'm starting to go mad. Not angry mad, but crazy mad. I feel like I'm losing my marbles. And you know what? Oh, this godforsaken house. Let's begin on the exterior details and the landscaping. And and for the exterior details, I've already put down the columns, and I do not want to talk about it. I just do not want to talk about it. It was a nightmare, and I don't want to talk about it. But I am going to put down a little welcome mat. Maybe we can have a light over there with a quote-unquote doorbell, which is a light switch, and a number sign. Good, I am peaceful again. Now we can also do the back of the house. We can put down another doormat with maybe a chair over there, and a plant thing. Ooh, and some trash bins. Can you forget about them? Ooh, and then some pitchforks. Yes, they need that. All right, and now back to the exterior details. How are we going to save this house? I mean, what if we try putting up some chimneys on the sides here? Oh, I want another chimney over there too. But is that gonna look weird? Yes, it is gonna look weird. But you know what? At this point, I do not care. Let's put up a dormer. Oh, and I can't use two dormers. I can only use one dormer. Oh no, and the dormer is not going through the roof. Oh, what am I gonna do? Put up a plant? Problem fixed. I guess problem fixed. I mean, we can also have some holes on the roof. I feel like I'm going insane right now. We can also have a balcony. Oh, and what about some planter potters? Oh, and I can't use the same planter potters. All right. Well, that is going to be a disaster. And I mean, that was ugly, wasn't it? How are we going to save this house? With some vines? And I can only use one vine at a time. All right. Well, I'm going to try my best, though. You know what? I'm going to save this house with some vines. Don't you worry. I'm going to do it. And I did not save this house with some vines. What is this mess? This is horrible. I want to cry. Like, actually, I want to cry. Because I can only use one vine once. And the vines are so different from each other. No. No, we're done with the exterior. No. Let's just do the landscaping. And I am not excited for the landscaping at all, actually. But I'm going to try. And I'm going to start us all off with a good old fence. And I'm going to break up the fence right over here. Good old entrance, and then I think I want a walkway that goes from the edge of the lot up up to the staircase and then maybe around the house up to this little section right here. And I want to use some flooring. So I think that would be cool. But how am I going to do that? Because I can only use this once. What if I do this and then I just delete the parts that I do not want? That's a good idea. And to mark the whole pathway out, I can use a teeny tiny fence. Let's see. The walkway is going to go over here and then up to over there. Oh, before I forget. Oh my gosh, before I forget. Hold your horses. I think right by the house, I also want a little shenanigan moment that goes sort of like so. And in there, we can have our plants. Our good old lovely plants. And yes, Nora from the future again. I know I cheated again. But at this point, my mind was mush. So I did not really know what I was doing. But anyways, continue on. Nora from the past. Or the present. Or the future. I don't know. Just continue on. But okay, back to this fence. I think it's going to go over here. Up to there. And then in that little section, maybe. Maybe. And then we just delete the parts that we do not want. I'm a genius. And Nora was not a genius. She cheated big time. But okay, this is how the pathway turned out. Up to the staircase, down to the hole, and back to the backyard. Wow, okay. And then around these parts, we can have some plants. But I'm going to do that afterwards because I'm going to cry when I'm going to do the plants. And I don't want you to see me cry. So before that, I am going to put down some plants. Some of these plants to have on that little thingy thing over here. What was that called again? I don't know. We can maybe have a little collage. A little triad of plants over there. With maybe one more over there. And also just this one to hide up that little gap. Sure, we can do that. And then for the other stuff, what do we want in our backyard? We could perhaps have a swing set, if I find a good one. I mean, yeah, we can have this one. Pop it off in the corner. And then right over by here, we are indeed gonna have a grill moment. What's a table? And some chairs, of course. That should go. And then I think we can maybe have a bench over here. Because you might want to sit there and look at this awful house. You know, oh, and then we also need a mailbox. And that can be this one. Beauty. Oh no, now comes the part that I've been dreading, and that is the planting. And usually I love the planting, but today I'm not gonna love the planting because we can only use one plant once. That's gonna be gosh darn awful. But I think maybe what can save me is that we have a lot of debug plants that look exactly the same. Like for example, this one and this one, 2 different items, they look exactly the same. So I think that might be my savior, but we shall see. I am so nervous, so I'm really nervous. But I'm gonna do my planting, and I'm probably gonna cry. I have a feeling it's gonna look awful. What am I gonna do about the bushes? Do we have similar bushes? Oh, I don't know, but well, we shall see. And then I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'm gonna eat some pasta, and maybe take a shower. I don't know, and then I can cry in the shower. That seems like a good old evening. Well, okay, I'm just gonna do my planting. See you later when I've done that, which will be right now actually. So watch out. And that was the planting, and I hate it so much. I have no words. That was awful. That was horrible. That was the most traumatic moment of my entire life. It was not, but it was up there, okay? And in the end, I went with the executed decision that I was going to make an overgrown garden. Like, they have not done anything to this garden, and that's why it's so weird. I mean, my goodness me. Oh, we're not going to talk about it. Oh, this is so ugly. I have no words. Why is there a couch over there? What is going on? Am I even going to upload this video? I don't even want to upload this video. This was a fail. I might not even upload this video. And you know what? That's not even going to be a house tour. No. Absolutely not. But this is outro. Welcome. If you want to download this house, which you're not, my goodness me, you're not. But if you want to, it's up on my gallery, and my gallery ID is JustNoraGaming. And if you also want to see more of me, you also can. I have my second channel where I do stuff, and also my Twitch channel where I also do stuff but live. And don't forget to like, subscribe, because it does mean a lot. So thank you. But only if you want to. Only if you want to. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Oh lordy lord, this is the worst house I've ever made. It is.